And welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe in Lagos.
Sport greetings to you wherever you are in the world watching us in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan.
Austin, tonight it's a loaded package as usual. We'll be talking, there's so many Nigerians that are making waves in Europe. We'll be talking to one of them. He helped Sparta Praha to lift the League Cup, and not just that, his goals were one of the reasons they were able to lift that trophy. He played in the Champions League, but hey, they couldn't make it to the next round of the EFL Champions League. But hey, Victor Olatunji will be joining us on the show tonight to tell us about his club, and of course, well, if he's going to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, he's 25, remember? Yes, he's scoring lots of goals in Europe. He will be joining us on the show tonight. NWFL will get our attention also. Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership. Edo Queens draws back-to-back. Well, after 2 wins, they draw their last 2 games. And there is a club who knows how to draw. Nigeria Tels, another draw again, the 3rd in a row for them after 1 win. They are unbeaten, but hey, it's all about draws for them. And finally, Ibom Angels finally got their first win of the season after match day 4. So we'll be dwelling on that tonight on the show. Yes, we'll touch down on the EFL Cup updates. We'll be giving you updates in the game between Tottenham Hotspur and, of course, Liverpool. And the big one that happened last night, Newcastle for the 3rd time this season beating, well, Arsenal. What does it profit you to win a league game at the weekend and then midweek, a game that could have given you a trophy for the season, you're losing it 4-0 on aggregate? Arsenal losing to Newcastle. That's how it ended in the Carabao Cup last night. We'll be talking about that. And the executive order that Donald Trump, the president of the USA, is signing is the turn for sports. Yes, there's an executive order banning transgender women to participate in women's sports. That's an order coming from the president, and he wants to extend that to the IOC. Remember, the next Olympic Games, it's going to be in the USA. So from now till that time, just get ready for so much drama. But NCA is backing it because they love it. They're happy that the women will be happy to really compete without having to, there's so many, so many issues surrounding that. So, Austin, it is a loaded package tonight. And, of course, Real Madrid, great. One of the best defenders in the world, Marcelo, finally call it quits in football. So these are the lineup for you tonight.
Yeah, so much going on in our world of sports, Cecilia. I saw Cristiano Ronaldo's, love to Marcelo, big legend of football. They did magic together at Real Madrid. You mentioned the NWFL, loads of talking points also from the MPFL. But let's get into that conversation. Cecilia, I'll let you lead it. It's good when you see Nigerians do well abroad, they are our own. We need to promote them, see ways that maybe someday they can contribute to the senior men's national team.
Yes, if they can actually do that. But before Victor will join us, let's just introduce the studio guest, right? We won't keep him waiting, but Victor will start our conversation tonight. It's good to have you join us. Yeah. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
For the second time.
Yeah, back-to-back nights.
Back-to-back. It's been great, right?
One of the crazy interesting news ago was the retirement of Marcelo, and an era finally came to an end. Just the day after one of his football best friends, Ronaldo, celebrated 40th birthday. He decided to retire the following day. I'm sure we're going to have a jolly ride, especially with Victor Olatunji.
Yes, of course, starting off with Victor Olatunji. If Victor is ready to join us, let's get it rolling. Victor, good evening. It's good to have you join us on the show tonight.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Okay, I've been watching your games. We've been like, okay, there's this Nigerian Sparta Praha and he's scoring goals everywhere. 14 games in the Champions League, both in the qualifiers and of course, the league format, you were able to score 4 goals, 2 assists, which, when you're talking about Champions League, it's a very, very difficult one. But I'm going to start off with you, not just on the Champions League first. Let's start with how you feel, making history and being one of those players who play a crucial role in helping your club to win the championship last season.
For me, I think is very important. Champions League is a league of the champions, and you need to be very, very, very good and more talented to play in this kind of league. And I was, grateful as a kid. I always want to play in Champions League because growing up, I watched, the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar playing Champions League, and I'm grateful to also be part of those players who will play against these great players.
Okay, now talking about the Champions League, I mentioned that you scored 4 goals and 2 assists, and of course before your team crashed out. How does it feel actually, playing in this Champions League, especially with this league format? Is your first experience? Tell us about it.
Yes, I feel blessed. I feel grateful because it takes a lot of hard work to play and score goal in Champions League. Believe me, it's not easy to play in this kind of league, and I feel it's it's a good one for me to play and help my team qualify, and to score also 4 goals and 2 assists in this first Champions League campaign that I get involved.
Okay, I mean, which of these matches you played? I know you played against Bayer Leverkusen, you played against Inter Milan. Which of these 2 games were the toughest for you in the Champions League?
Yeah, I think I play really tough games against most clubs, like the one you mentioned. I think Inter Milan, they are very good in defense and also in attack. I believe this is the difficult teams that I ever face and I'll face playing against them.
Victor, let's still stay with this new format. We're talking about it in the background before we came live, so let's talk about it again. Is this the right way to go for the Champions League?
I think this way that the program that they have for Champions League, I think is very good, because if imagine those players playing in Champions League coming down to Europa League, trust me, they are going to wipe away those players and those teams playing in Europa League, because the game of the champions is different from the game in Europa League. It's really two different league entirely.
Let's talk about the performance of your team, Sparta Prague. You guys finished 31st on the table out of 36 teams. You think you should have done better?
I think we should have done better, but nevertheless, Sparta Prague qualified 19 years ago, and 19 years after, this is the first time they will play. And getting a win and a draw in this campaign is a great achievement for the club in 19 years. So I believe for them, it is a great campaign for them, and to me also, I think it's more like exposure. And this is my first time playing in the group stage. I've been playing in qualifications and a lot of Europa League and Champions League qualifiers, but this is my first time playing the group stage of Champions League.
I spoke to a friend. He's right here in England. He covers the Champions League a lot, and he says it's a night of magic. So this is your first time playing in the group phase. What sort of experience was it?
No, it's a great moment. It's a great experience for me, because trust me, playing with the likes of these great players that I said earlier, watching them from the TV, growing as a young boy, believe me, it's a dream come true for me, playing in the Champions League. And I believe it's a great feeling for me. Trust me, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, interesting. Let's bring it back home, Victor. I mean, your journey as an amateur footballer in Nigeria, what was it like for you before you went to Sparta Prague, traveled out of the country?
It's not easy. It's not easy. Playing in Nigeria, it was tough. Yeah. Really tough. But with God, like I'm a Christian, I believe in God, and hard work also. So putting in the hard work and the right channel also is very important. The channel, the hard work, and believing in God. So I think I play as in my days I play as a machinery.
Okay.
For a lot of teams, a lot of teams But later on, when I went to play for one thing like this, somebody saw me. He introduced himself and took me to a trial in Lagos, and I played within 3 minutes. I scored 2 goals, and they said, boom, that I need to come with them. Traveling from Nigeria to Slovakia, I started my career in Slovakia, playing for Inter Bratislava, scoring some goals, and I played from there to Austria, to Cyprus, to Czech Republic. First half season on a loan in Liberec, I scored 9 goals in 11 appearances. So this is why Sparta Prague saw the potential I have and decided to bring me into their team. And since then, I've been an instrument for them to qualify also in the Champions League, because I scored a lot of crucial goals for them and also bringing them into the Champions League after 19 years.
Interesting. You said you became an instrument for them. Would you want to be an instrument for the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Your dream is to don the colors of the green, white, green that everyone is proud of.
Yes, exactly. I would like to be an instrument for the Super Eagles to bring back glory to my country, because we all need this glory in our country. As a Nigerian, I will always be proud of my country wherever I go to. So I would like to be an instrument for my country to bring back the glory that we deserve.
What have you seen in the team, and how do you think you can actually fit into the current squad? Because you are a striker, you're scoring goals. We have Victor Osimhen, we have Victor Boniface may not be scoring so much goals for Super Eagles, but he's there. We have Demola Lookman, of course. We have you.
Yeah, I think as a footballer, we need to work hand to hand, because I don't have the power to be in the team. The coaches and the staff have the overall power to invite who want to be in the team, because we have the likes of Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, and Victor Boniface. These are great players, and with me being in the team, we work hands together and make our country proud.
Yeah, before we let you go, Victor, I've been having these debates with coaches, players. So let's start first with your club. It's not like you're pushing blames, but a lot of times people blame coaches. And I looked at that match and I said, Todd didn't turn up, defenders didn't turn up. Do you players look at yourselves and say it's our fault and not a coaching or tactical issue?
Yeah, most of us, sometimes we do that, because before you can put any blame on any coach, you need to look inwards before you can point finger at anybody. Look at what you've done, if you've given your best or not, because it all starts with you. You don't need to point on to anybody. Yeah, I would say you don't need to put any blame on anyone. You need to just look at yourself first. Think of what you can do to help the team.
Okay, let's take it now to Super Eagles. I won't ask who is to blame for our current situation, if it's coaches or players, but I'll ask you, if you have a chance to get into that team, what can you do differently?
I will do a lot differently. I will do a lot of things by working together. First of all, I will not, playing as a single player will not help the team. We need to come collectively as a player to play, as a team. So to talk about what I will do individually, trust me, I will not do anything individually. But as a single player playing together as a team, we will do a lot together.
Talking about doing a lot together, we are playing Rwanda next month. What are the things you feel also the players can actually do, in case you don't get the opportunity to play, for next month, because this is really close? What are the things you feel we can do? I mean, what is your reaction? What will you say concerning the game we're going to be playing against Rwanda? Because the chances of us not going to the World Cup is right, in front of us.
For me, precisely, I just need. We all need to work together, because together we make us to bring back the glory home.
Bring it back glory home. Now, before I let you go, let me ask this one. I know some players really don't like answering this kind of question, but I will ask you, what other European clubs actually you fancy, you like, if you by chance maybe you want to move away from Czech Republic, you want to leave Czech Republic and go to other European countries, what other league do you really like, you would want to play in?
Yeah, like the likes of Italy, Premier League, and German Bundesliga.
That's a lot. So if not football, what could you have been?
I would have been a musician.
I think you've got some of the vibes. Before we sign you out, what's football like in Czech Republic?
Yeah.
Football is tough. It's tough. It's really, really tough. You need to be apart from being talented, you need to be more focused, like mentally, because football is not just playing and playing. You need to be really, really strong upstairs, and your dedication must be on 100.
Victor, we're seeing legends coming back to the Nigeria Premier Football League. There's Ahmed Musa there, there's Shehu Abdullahi, there's Brownie there, Stanley Dingba is back, Michael Uchebo is back. Do you have that in your plan?
Well.
maybe when you've done it.
I think we need to let it.
I'm not saying now. Maybe when you've done it, you're like, do you have it? Okay, do you have it in your retirement plan?
To be back or what?
To be back home to play in the NPFL.
When I get there, I will cross it. I'll cross over.
We'll get to that bridge. I like the answer because you don't know where it's taking you. Thank you so much, Victor Olatunji, for your time on the show tonight. All the best with your football career. And we wish that someday you get a chance to express your talent with the senior men's national team.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's it. Club and Country Football with Victor Olatunji. Bolu, he said a lot of good things, a lot of things hanging. He was being very careful. But what's some of those valid points that he made that you picked out?
Well, one of the important things he said, he spoke about he's a Christian, so he believes in God, but he mentioned hard work.
Yeah.
So persons you look at, the prayer point is important. Yes, I pray a lot as well, but the hard work part, you cannot take it away. He spoke about how we did well at the trial after playing John everywhere. He got invited to Lagos. He did well at that trial, and someone took him abroad. If he had felt, okay, maybe it was time for him to train or go for the trial, I'm coming, let me go and pray, he would definitely have missed that opportunity. So you cannot take away the place of hard work.
Yeah.
Then in terms of the team, he spoke about teamwork as well, both for Super Eagles, both for his club as well. A tree cannot create a forest. You have to come together as one. Let me give reference to the Real Madrid game in the Copa del Rey yesterday. Many persons who supported Vinicius, I saw friends who were Vinicius fans going against that. What's wrong with it? I play with your team. You cannot do it alone. And that's coming from someone who's playing in the Champions League, who's won a double in the Czech. You can say it is Czech, but it is Europe. He's winning and playing in the Champions League. All the best to him. I wish parents who are watching this and their kids are not can maybe get the part of the interview and play it over and over for their children and tell them hard work will pay off at the end. And all the best to Victor for the remainder of his career. Hopefully the last 1 or 2 years of his career, he will join us in the NPFL.
Alright, talking about Victor, I also love the fact that being an instrument of your team, they haven't qualified for the Champions League in 19 years. You know what that means? Putting all your effort and ensure that they are able to get that. Okay, let's move away from Victor, and hopefully he gets to play for the Super Eagles. But what we want is actually dedication and team spirit, togetherness. I mean, that team spirit is actually important for Super Eagles to excel. Let's leave that and talk about NWFL. Yes, match day 4. All the games that went down on Wednesday across Nigeria. And the first one happens to be, I think, Delta Queens. I mean, Delta Queens and Rivers Angels. We wanted something that was explosive. Of course, we got that. Let's start off with Group A first before we go to that Group B, that explosive game between the Queens and, of course, the Angels. Match day 4, Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership. Remo Stars ladies were 4-1 winners over Heartland. Heartland Queens are actually suffering. I mean, Edo Queens, started at the beginning of the season. So Remo Stars remain unbeaten. Dannaz ladies and Edo Queens back-to-back draws for the champions. Dannaz ladies had to come from a goal down to get this draw. Nassau Amazons and Ekiti Queens ended 2-0. Anabia Angels and Confluence Queens 3-0. Now let's move over to Group B. Some of the key games, or all the key games played. Bayelsa Queens were 3-0 winners over Adamawa Queens. Robo Queens, Nigeria Rattlers, this is their 3rd draw in a row, holding a Robo to 2-2 draw. Ibom Angels finally recorded their first win of this new season against Benue Queens at 2-1, and Delta Queens, of course, Rivers Angels, Rivers going to Asaba to beat Delta Queens 2-1. And so let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll be dwelling on this game between Edo Queens and, of course, Dannaz ladies. That was played in Lagos, how the champions could not hold their own to get all 3 points against Dannaz ladies. Stay with us. Welcome back. Yes, I know the big one that everyone is anticipating. That game, we expected, or rather, most people expected goals, right? Dannaz ladies and Edo Queens. I know, Austin, you were thinking maybe Edo Queens will just come to Lagos and beat the ladies, maybe 5-1 or 4-0, but it just did not happen. It ended 1-1. They had to share the points there. And Edo Queens, by virtue of that, have dropped to 3rd on the table.
Remember, I told you that was one game I was looking forward to, you know, because I said that Dannaz ladies, with the vibes that they've shown, particularly that these are early days, that they can actually prove a point. And they did just that, you know, because Edo Queens, they had the team to beat. Edo Queens, Rivers Angels, Bayelsa Queens, and maybe to an extent you want to put Delta Queens in there. But with what I saw Dannaz ladies doing their first 2 matches, I said, look, Edo Queens, they need to be careful. And this is the sort of things we want to see with our football, you know. But Edo Queens, you know, showing that, look, we are the team to beat. So Dannaz ladies said, okay, that's enough motivation for us to get into it. Lovely goal, low grounded goal right there. Edo Queens with the lead, and then Dannaz lady, you know, had to bounce back. I love it so much. What a celebration that was. I love it, you know, but I'm sure they didn't see they didn't know what was coming for them, you know. But let's give big ups to Dannaz ladies. Big ups to, I think, Niger Rattles also held their parts, did something good. This is what we're talking about. We want the league to be competitive. We want talking about it. And, you know, don't blink. Something is about to come your way, you know. So I like it. And when you see this sort of goals, you know, tell we've got talent in the league, and I love it so much. So congratulations is in place for Dannaz ladies for, you know, holding their own, you know, to get this sort of big result against Edo Queens.
I mean, Bolu, I mean, we saw, I mean, when Ogunfuwa, that free kick. I mean, at first I enjoyed Edo Queens' goodness, Osigwe, you know, just waiting for that pass to locate her, and, you know, a little bit of dribbling here and there, and of course she had to do the goodness that she usually do most times. She scored that just 18 minutes into the game, but Dannaz ladies waited till like 70th minute, and that free kick was actually crucial for them. Until when they celebrated as if they won the league already.
One thing we used to do is that when all the goals come from one side, we say now that post gonna get the goals, and the goals came from at least I play small football, and I can tell that one of the hardest skills in football is free kick. Because you have to do 2 things. Either you take it above the wall and drop the ball down, or you take it beside the wall and get to the back of the net. So scoring free kick at any level is a difficult technique to get. And it's no news that there's talent in women's football in Nigeria. We can literally take any club to represent Falcons in Nigeria and they will still do it. But good win for Dannaz ladies. Dannaz ladies are one of the academies that are growing into the league. We know we see Robo do something like that. Dannaz ladies, they can pass for an academy. And they don't mind, keep going with the girls, and they are growing step by step. Every season in the NPFL, they are growing into the league. Hopefully this time, maybe they can make it to basketball, whichever way. When you come up against top oppositions and you step up and you avoid the defeat, either at home or away, it's always a good motivation for them. Let's see how far they can grow for. There's no motivation for Edo Queens. They are defending champions. Win or lose anywhere, you always know what to expect for them. But for Dannaz ladies, it was an important draw for them. Important, and that's why the coach is really excited when he's talking about Fatai Bashiru. And also one of the midfielders, Olawumi Akintola. They're excited about this draw that they got against the champions, Edo Queens.
Yeah, it was a good game from Dannaz ladies. A lot of people's expectation was that Edo Queens are coming to Lagos to beat us, to trash us, not even to beat us, because they have a CAF team and they are defending champion of the last edition of the Nigeria Women Football League. But it wasn't what they expect today. It was a good game from Dannaz ladies. Yes, the next game we are going for away, we look for a victory. It was unfortunate that they think they can't play, but when the game starts, they showcase their talent. But later, when we go to the bottom at the second half, we try to talk to them. It's a game. It's a friendly name. You can do it, and they come out and they do it fairly. It was a good game for them.
I feel happy because we believed in ourselves, and it came to pass that we were able to showcase our talent. Yes, so I'm happy and glad because at first we didn't believe we can do what we did, and with God on our side and with all the training our coaches have put together for us, we were able to come out victorious and yes, to showcase ourselves on the field of play. Okay, in our next game, expect total football. We can do it, we can play. So we want to show our fans that we are here to play, we are here to win, and we are here to show our teamwork on the field of play. Yeah.
Teamwork, total football, that's what you should expect from Dannaz Ladies of Lagos. Now let's take a look at the table. Starting off with Group A, Remo Stars Ladies are topping with 10 points, goal difference of +6 after just 4 games. They've got 3 wins and 1 draw. They are yet to lose. Follow the goal difference of +1, which is not so much, but then they are on 9 points after 4 games. They've had 3 wins, 1 loss, and of course no draws. But Edo Queens, they've dropped to 3rd after 4 matches, just 2 wins and 2 draws, and that's why they have this 8 points, but goal difference of +6 by virtue of what they did in the opening game of the season. Abia Angels are 4th there after 4 matches, also with 2 wins, but 1 loss, 1 draw, because they are on 7 points. You have Ekiti Queens after 4 games, 2 wins, and of course 2 losses, and that's why they are on 6 points. For Dannaz Ladies, for them, it's just 1 win, 2 losses, 1 draw. They are on 4 points. Now you know why they were actually celebrating that goal against Edo Queens, because they needed that draw for them to move up a little bit. Heartland Queens are 7th on the log after 4 matches. They're yet to win a game, just 1 draw, and of course 3 losses, and that's how they have just a point. Of Conference, of course, Conference Queens, they are yet to pick up a point for the season. Same thing applies to another team we'll be talking about, Benue Queens. They are also at the bottom of Group B, and by virtue of the fact that they've lost all 4 games they've played so far this season. But Bayelsa Queens are topping the same number of points with Remo Stars in Group A, but they have better goal difference of +8. They're scoring goals. They've won 3 games after 4 matches, 1 draw, yet to lose a game. Rivers Angels also maintain same thing, but the difference is the goal difference of +4. They're also on 10 points. You have FC Robo follows. FC Robo on their own 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. They're on 7 points. That's Niger Rattles. We've talked about them earlier. The fact that they've won just 1 game and 3 draws, that's why they are having 6 points after match day. For Adamawa Queens follows 1 win also so far this season, on 4 points after 2 draws and 1 win. Ibom Angels, for them, they are 4 points also, goal difference of -1. And then you come to Delta Queens. Delta Queens, for them, they are 7th, and this is, you're looking at this table, you want to see Delta Queens here, but this is where they are. And of course, Benue Queens, they are yet to win a game this season. The goal difference, well, is -11. They are owing 11 goals. Austin, I mean, just wrap this up here for Delta Queens. Where they are, this is not looking pretty at all.
It is not, you know. But they knew that was a very difficult one that they were going against. You know,
but they were playing at home.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, early days, and if you Rivers Angels want to go back to last season, a major problem that they had was that late start, you know, so they wouldn't want to make that same mistake again. So that's why I was saying some of these shocking results. After 4 matches, you can tell that the table from Group A and Group B is going to take shape. You know, if Delta Queens, they are feeling bad, what will FC Robo be saying? Not beating Niger Rattles. Now, if they had won that game, they would have been tied with 10 points with the other teams that are on top of them. Now they are on 7. And now, if you don't go away to win, it still start getting tough for you. But I understand the pains of Delta Queens, you know, not winning this one against Rivers Angels. But when they go back and take a look at the team that, you know, beat them by 2-1, they will say, okay, it's Rivers Angels, the most respected women's club team in Nigeria. So they will just pick lessons from there and move on. But I love the fact that after 4 matches, we are getting good talking points from the NWFL, which confirms that the league is competitive, and that if we give it more attention, if we give it more investment, our teams can do so well in the CAF Women's Champions League and keep the process of giving players to the Flamingos, the Falconets, and the Super Falcons, Cecilia.
Yeah, that's what it is all about, growth and progress for Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership. Now, let's touch down on one of the best defenders in the world, Marcelo. He says, you know what, okay, I have to 11. He left Real Madrid last time on mutual consent, and we thought, okay, we're going to see him somewhere. But he hasn't played since November, right? November last year. He hasn't played football since November last year. And then earlier today, he just said, you know what? Okay, I need to hang up the boots. Yeah, I think we really need to, as you mentioned earlier, it was Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, they are partners. They call each other partners. Celebrated the 40th birthday. We were all talking about him last night, doing a special on him. But Marcelo, I mean, this is one of those players. You look at the record Real Madrid had. I mean, the 16 years he actually spent with them, winning 6 La Liga titles and 5 Champions League trophies. I mean, he spent a whole lot. He's 36 years old. He's not even as old as Ronaldo. But then when you look at the guy, he joined Real Madrid when he was just 18 and literally spent his career there.
I remember when Marcelo joined Real Madrid as the replay. He even signed at 17, but they took his style, the way they are doing Vinicius, mature and everything. I remember when he signed, was supposed to be Carlos's replacement for Real Madrid, but he had a good start. I can't remember, it was an injury problem. Then boom, Marcelo got into the team, and there was no turning back. I said every day, he's the most skillful defender ever. There are few even attacking players or midfielders as skillful as Marcelo. But that's our defense. Nobody as skillful as Marcelo. In fact, he's in conversation for the greatest left back ever. Conversation with the Carlos, the Maldinis and co. Marcelo had a career to enjoy. For national team, yes, no World Cup, but he won the Confederations Cup with Brazil in 2013, and he also got I think silver medal in the Olympics. He had a complete career, and when he left Real Madrid, he couldn't survive at Olympiacos. He was playing with Fluminense, but he had an altercation with the manager. It was a contract was signed. Let me just step down, but I'm sure stepping down is fulfilled. Like they say in sports, when your body is telling you, you will know yourself. Some person may tell you, but still Ronaldo, your teammate is plenty. When you know your body, when it tells you it's time to stop, you have to. And I'm sure he will look back at his football career and say, well, indeed, I've done well. Yeah,
he has done well. Austin, this guy, 546 appearances for Real Madrid, scoring 38 goals as a defender. That's a lot, you know.
It is, Cecilia. What a story. 16 seasons at Real Madrid, 25 titles, 5 Champions Leagues, and 6 La Liga titles. What else do you want? What else? And that's why when I saw the story, he's just 36. The longevity Marcelo enjoyed was tied around so much productivity and achievement. And at 36, for a defender, this guy can still go until 40. but it seems like he has been there, done that. There's nothing else to do, you know. So he just wants to, you know, cross his legs and just you know, relive the moment. What a player. Fantastic. Bolu mentioned he joined Real Madrid at 18, created a lot of magic. And he redefined football in not just at Real Madrid, but in Spain. Remember when he got really famous for eating the banana that was thrown at him, you know? Like, oh, what are you trying to do to me? You think it's going to be a problem? We want to win this game. So they threw banana at him, he beat it, and then he ate it right there on the field, you know? What a player. I'm so proud of Marcelo. This is the sort of career footballers dream about, you know? 16 seasons, 25 titles, come on, 5 Champions Leagues and 7 La Liga titles. What else do you want? Think about Marcelo.
Think about Marcelo. We're proud of what you did for Real Madrid and all the things you give to us. You know, we love defenders who are really skillful. You enjoy watching them play, and also, you know, giving strikers all the problems. Let's leave him and a touchdown on EFL Cup. Austin, Liverpool are leading. Is 1-1 in aggregates, right?
Now it's 1-1. You know, I was watching, and at some point, when Richarlison was brought down, Tottenham looked like they were, you know, pumped up going for it. But hey, Cody Gakpo with a goal in the 34th minute. The game at the moment, right there at the 34th minute, got the goal. So it's Liverpool 1, Tottenham 0, but on aggregate, it's 1-1. Waiting to see what football will give us tonight. But Liverpool has pumped up as ever, and they've been this season. They look like the team that can go all the way. They're now playing compact football. They are very purposeful. They hardly lose the ball, and somehow they look like they are not pressing you, but they are pressing you, and that's the sort of football Liverpool seem to be playing this season. But we'll come back, I'll give you more updates. Let's talk about the one that was concluded last night between Newcastle and Arsenal. First leg at the Emirates ended 2-0 in favor of Newcastle. Eddie Howe and his team said they really wanted this. They want to go to Wembley. They want to see if they can end their trophy drought, and they did it, beating Arsenal by 2-0. Eddie Howe is a very happy man, and he has been speaking to the media. He's been everywhere, local media right here in England, and he's so ready for the final. I just hope that they don't get disappointed. But for now, they have all the glory. Let's listen to Eddie Howe on the show tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I thought it was always going to be a difficult game because, well, such a gap between the ties. I think that's unique in itself, and we had a long time to sit on our 2-0 lead and to think about how we were going to approach the second leg. In the end, all the thinking's redundant, really. We were always going to play the same way and try to execute how we want to play the game, and I thought the players did that really well because we were brave, aggressive, everything that we want to be, and definitely the final message to the players really is to try and attack and be ourselves. I was very, very pleased to have got through this tie because that was two really tough games against a very good team, but I don't think anyone can say it was not deserved really in the end. I thought we were really committed to our defensive work tonight, much better than we were in our last 2 league games here. Showed that we can defend to a really high level. And physically, I thought we were much better tonight than we have been in those 2 league games. Really, really good energy. Of course, bouncing off the crowd who were magnificent for us. So really good performance.
Energy, and that's what did it for Newcastle in that game against Arsenal. Bola, I'll get you talking, but let's listen to Mikel Arteta. He's disappointed with the result, and I'm saying, Arteta, calm down. We'll come back to Bola. You get to speak to Arteta tonight.
First half, the game started in the first action almost with them scoring and then the goal being denied. Then we had the moment, 2 big moments with Martin, and we didn't capitalize. The next action, they scored a goal, and obviously the game shifted. And then you need to stay cool to score a goal as early as possible. We didn't manage to do that in the first half, even though we had another big chance. And in the second half, then we started to struggle as the game went by. We didn't generate enough situation, establish ourselves in the finals enough. The game started to get away from us. Yeah, but these are, when you want to be in cup finals, you want to win trophies. At the end, those are. They've been really effective in the box in the last 2 games that we play against them, and we haven't. Overall, that was the main difference. It's true that today we've been a bit more unsettled, especially with when the game became more chaotic or when they were very direct with the play. Normally we are much more composed. Today we lacked a bit of that, and the game went away from us.
So that's Arsenal's manager, Mikel Arteta. Bolu, when you listen to this man, are you saying calm down the same way I'm saying? Because I think he created his problems.
It was obvious. I could see what the problem was from my TV watching. Newcastle had just one plan: sit back and pick them on the break, look for the loopholes between the Arsenal defense, and it was obvious. In fact, I was joking with some guys. They say that it felt like Arsenal defenders gambled that Anthony Gordon must score in that game, because see the back pass from Saliba to Gordon, the goalkeeper was away from his post. Anthony Gordon said, "No, you must score today." They still dashed him another goal and made sure he got to a game. And added to that time, we now went on to say, okay, Newcastle had an extra day of rest. So blame yourself, like what Olatunji Victor said. Sometimes you watch yourself and blame yourself, because they've beaten you twice before now, the same way. We saw Newcastle do exactly the same thing last season, and it was complaining about the same thing. I think sometimes when they say, do you do the same thing twice and expect a different answer? No. But Arsenal are doing the same thing and expecting a different answer. Maybe it's safe to say that Arteta's build is on how to stop Manchester City, on how to beat Manchester City, on how to stop City from beating them without thinking about every other opposition. Because how do you go from thumping Manchester City 5-1 to playing against Newcastle without scoring a single goal? Now another easy trophy in quotes is gone. FA Cup, they are out. Now it's about the Champions League or the Premier League, and those two are a huge hurdle to climb. Is it possible? Yes. Mathematically, yes. But sensically, it will be hard to put your money on it. I think Arteta needs to go back to the drawing board. It's still possible a bit. The percentage is getting lower. It's still possible, but he needs to go to the drawing board again and reshuffle his team. Look at where the loopholes are, because defensively now it feels like they are shaky. And if your defense is shaky in every game, there will be some matches you won't be able to outscore your opponents.
Yeah, shaky like Manchester City, right? They got all the opportunities, scoring all the goals they needed, but against Newcastle, they needed this. But it just didn't happen for them. That's why he said the game went away from them. How did he even speak the English? Went away. The game ran away, so, and they abandoned it when the game ran away. Now let's talk about this one. The U.S. President Donald Trump, he has signed an executive order. He signed it last night, banning, seeking to actually ban transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. So he says from now on, women's sports will only be for women. And then he went further to say that he will also talk to IOC to ensure that they push the International Olympic Committee to change its rules on transgender athletes before the next Olympics, which is in 2028 in Los Angeles, US is hosting. You know, IOC have said each federation, each international federation, they will decide, what they would do with their own body. They are not interfering. But Trump is saying he wants to impose it on them to ensure that transgender athletes are not participating in women's sports. Let's listen to him.
This is a big one, right? In a few moments, I'll sign a historic executive order to ban men from competing in women's sports. It's about time. Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women. We've gotten the woke lunacy out of our military. And now we're very importantly getting it out of women's sports. That's taking place very strongly. So in recent years, the radical left has waged an all-out campaign to erase the very concept of biological sex and replace it with a militant transgender ideology. But Marco is going to make clear to the International Olympic Committees there, and he's going to make it as clear as anybody can make it, that America categorically rejects transgender lunacy. We want them to change everything having to do with the Olympics and having to do with this absolutely ridiculous subject that we even have to talk about this subject. If you went back 10 years or 15 years and you would move forward and listen to this, you'd say, what the hell are they talking about? This is impossible. On day one, I made it official, and I'm making it official policy of the United States government that there is, two genders. We have two genders. What might they be? Man and woman, right? Male and female.
Austin, we have to go male and female.
Yeah, we got to go. I was just looking through Newcastle's, Liverpool's goal. Newcastle, my head called it. It's Arsenal. Liverpool's goal, beautiful cross from Salah to Cody Gakpo, and it gave us a lovely finish to give Liverpool the lead in that tie against Tottenham. We'll see what football gives us. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpa, and in everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Bolu Omoni, it was nice doing this with you again.
Good to you again, and I support Donald Trump on this 100%. If you are telling Caster Semenya to use something to reduce her hormone, a natural woman, a man should not be in women's sport.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a good night, right?